Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, the New York Times did some analysis to find out the most optimal words to begin with when it comes to playing Wordle.
All right.
And Steve, you're going to be disappointed, but your word that you like to use that begins with the letter P.
Penis?
Yeah. Well, thank you for spelling it out.
Penis, PJ.
Look at that. Gold star for you.
Thank you.
Good job.
That's my second word. That's my, like, every once in a while I mix it up. My first word, though, is radio.
Yeah, and not on the list. Either one of them is the optimal words.
Well, I'm always afraid that if I don't use penis or radio, that it's going to be used in the first guess. And I'm going to be like, damn it, the one day I don't use penis is the day that it... Never mind.
You really need to use penis every day.
You really do.
I'll rephrase. The one time I use radio is the day that it does come through.
There you go.
That's it. Yeah. The best word, are you ready? Is crane. C-R-A-N-E. Crane is the best word if you want to be a Wordle master.
To be honest, though, I saw this story this morning, and I used it, and I had my best performance ever in Wordle.
There you go.
I don't know if it has anything to do with it.
Now, if you want to mix it up because you feel like you're a cheater or, maybe you think, all right, crane worked really well today, but maybe there's not going to be an N tomorrow in the word, you can use something like crate. Oh. You can use slate. You can do, and what I'm seeing here is that A is definitely the popular vowel.
Yeah.
Slant also is a good word. Trace.
Yeah, typically when I use radio, always the A does seem to show up, and I'm like, got it. And then
this is why
take 6 guesses, and then I finally do get it.
Yeah, this is why penis doesn't work. With crane, you get the A and the E.
Yes,
but with the penis, you get the E and the I.
That's true, and S comes up a lot.
Yeah,
including today.
Well, well, maybe then you want to use slate if you really want that S in there, because the E and the I not as popular as the A and the E. So this is why penis is not popular. Yeah.
How come Q's not used a lot in these guesses?
How about trace? You want to use that? That's another good word. You get lance.
See, there are some people that just believe that you should change the word every single time that you play. Otherwise, you're quote unquote cheating, which I think is silly.
Yeah. I don't think it's cheating. I usually just pick the word I like. That's my gut feeling, and it's usually one of 3 words, which is great, either spelled Grate or the other way, trade or treat. Because I like the word treat.
Now, this is weird after the word that I use as my go-to more often than not, but I didn't realize that until this morning that apparently there's a hard mode in Wordle.
Oh, what's that?
That means the hints, they don't, right now they'll give you a color change to let you know that's the right box for that letter.
Oh, right.
And I think in hard mode, they don't do that.
Interesting. That would be
I
really
think.
hard.
Yeah, that would. I don't.
I noticed any revealed hint must be used in subsequent guesses in hard mode. That just seems like a bunch of words, and I don't understand any of them.
I don't get what you just said there, sir.
Me neither. What the hell does that mean?
Well, you know what? If you don't know what it means, then it's definitely hard mode.
Oh, I get it. So in other words, if you use a certain letter and it's right, you have to how I just try to eliminate a lot of letters.
So sometimes my next guess, I know for a fact that it's not right, but I'm hoping that I could get more letters from that guess.
Right. So, but if you get it in hard mode, then you have to keep using it.
Oh.
That does sound hard.
You know what? Actually, Danny, good job, because now that I hear what you said and then remember what Steve said, it's exactly what Steve said, but for some reason my brain couldn't figure it out.
Right? I looked at that and I'm like, I'm reading the words and none of it. It's like when it was like taking biology and chemistry in high school. I'm like, I'm reading the words. Nothing is connecting though.
Sometimes you can read and still not comprehend.
Right. I pronounce every word properly, and yet I do not understand a single thing that I just read.
Now, a lot of times in the world, bots are not a good thing, but they were a good thing because that's how the New York Times figured this all out. No. They have a Wordle bot that digitally optimized 2,300 possible Wordles using the fewest number of guesses when it starts with the word crane. But I mean, how about that? How about they got a bot that just figured out the best word? Like this, it can work so quickly. The computers, man.
If you're Wordle, do you just say F it and just throw everyone a bone tomorrow and make the word crane? Yeah. If this story's coming out today, it's almost like a gimme. Like, here you guys go. Here's your one time you're going to get a hole in one.
Yeah, and I wonder if crane's ever been. Yeah, and that's a good question. Has it ever been used?
Oh, I'm sure it has.
In the history of Wordle, I don't know. You guys play, I don't, so I don't know in the history of Wordle if it's ever been used or not.
You know, that's a good question. I just assumed, but on the weekends I don't always get to Wordle, so I'm not sure if it happened. It happened on the weekends because that's the only time where I don't do it.
Well, there you go. I can't even remember what half of the words last week. So if it was a word at some point, I
just remember once they used the word moist, and I thought that was awesome.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that wasn't everybody's favorite word then. So at that point, you might as well just use Steve's old word.
Penis.
Okay, well, any opportunity, sure. Well, congratulations. Crane is your optimal Wordle. And if you want to be a cheater, just put in Crane, C-R-A-N-E, every time, and you'll have the best shot ever.
I saw some people were saying that Ouija's a good one too because it has a lot of vowels.
Yeah.
Guess what? WordleBot says no, thank you.
Right. I mean, it'll get them all out of the way, other than
kind of.
E, yeah.
It's like, what was it in Wheel of Fortune? Remember, it was back in the day, it was like R-S-T-L-N-E.
Yeah, that's the one. Even on the final puzzle, they'll just give those to you, and you have to choose other ones.
They're just sick of you guessing it.
Yeah, and then the secondary guess for everyone now, the standard, if you don't necessarily know what the words are, is DCMA. Which, those are the next set of ones that people will almost always use. So eventually they're going to have to go down and keep going down and down and down until...
Yeah, at some point they're just going to give you the answer.
Yeah, it's like, here you go, congratulations.
Well, what I'm seeing, actually, when I look at the entire list, is they like A-N-E... like using the A, N, and an E in a word, an A, a T, and an E in a word. That seems to be what I'm noticing with all of these words. It's an A, an N, and an E, or an A, a T, and an E, somehow, somewhere in this word. So that's something to think about if you want to really be optimal. Like, of all the words, and they gave us 6 or 7 words, A, N, E, or A, T, E, in some way, shape, or form, in some order, is in the words that are the most optimal ones. So whatever you pick, make sure there's an A and a T and an E, or an A and an N and an E. So N's and T's are good for the most part.
My brain is fried.
I was going to say, once again,
6:08.
Lots of words. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Well, yeah, just
stick with penis, BJ. Yeah. Stick with penis, BJ.
Yeah, penis is good. Well, I gave you 3 letters.
With penis.
If the 3 letters blow your mind, and then just switch out the T in the end. If that's too much, all right. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like at that point you ought to play Squirtle instead, and then Steve's word really helps out.
I never would guess that word if that's the game that we're playing.
You're not gonna play that game. All right, fine.
I'm gonna stick to radio.
All right, let's talk about the Easter Bunny. Unfortunately, I don't know what this means for the upcoming holiday because the Easter Bunny was arrested over the weekend. Yep, Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Miggs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Miggs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Miggs Report.
Well, thank you guys, and thanks to KISW for giving us the Miggs Report. Shout out to their sweet new logo. don't know. I just felt like saying that.
Oh, all right. Shout out to the logo.
I think the logo is awesome. I know we talked about it before, but it looks like the Nine Inch Nails logo, and I think that's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, it's also a special day. Today is the day for you to, well, BJ, you might remember when these were relevant. Happy National 8-Track Tape Day.
Oh, wow.
I actually do remember when these were relevant, so I can't even have you make fun of me. They were huge when I was growing up.
When I was growing, they already passed. Like at that point, they were already outdated. So we were like cassettes and vinyl. Cassettes were like the hot thing, which is now is sad because nobody even knows what a cassette is. But an 8-track was a worse version of a cassette.
I remember my dad, having it in his car and listening to all of his old Dean Martin and Al Martino and all those crooners, man. And they would be like, and you can't hide your eyes. It's a click. That's how the 8-track worked. They faded off until they went to the next track, and you heard this clicking noise.
And you couldn't hold that much music on those 8-tracks, right? Like
no.
It wasn't,
yeah.
I don't know what how much time was on each 8-track, but I don't think you had 45 minutes of an 8-track.
You could, I think, I think you could hold an album on it.
Oh, you could?
I think
it says 8-track tapes could hold up to 45 minutes of sound.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Color me impressed about a product that's no longer relevant.
But you had to do it that way, like in the middle of a song for some reason, because they only. I guess it was just with the 45 minutes, divide that in half, and they were like, okay, about 22 minutes in or so, they'd be like, you can click. I mean, okay, that's how these things work.
It's like the old days there was also a thing called VHS tapes once back in the day. And
what are those again?
Some of those movies, they inserted like an intermission in it so you could change cassettes.
Yeah, you're right. For the real,
yeah.
Pretty much any movie made today would have to have been done that way.
For it to be high quality, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what was it, like 2 hours of VHS tape could hold before, unless you change it to like one of the other settings, and then the quality went down.
Was it the XLP, the extra long play or something?
Or SLP?
Yeah, that's how we got ours, whenever HBO would have the free weekends, and we'd just record as many movies as possible.
You can fit 3 on a VHS tape if you do it the low quality version.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
And we put up with that crap. When you think of the high definition 4K stuff that we got going on now, the idea that we put up with the crap of SLP performance is just amazing.
It's nuts. Also today, though, a day to go to the Angry Beaver, the bar, of course.
Woo, there we go.
It's National Poutine Day, so enjoy yourself some awesome poutine. But Rev, today is a day for us, and I think just us. It's National Pet Day.
Oh, yay!
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Shout out to Lulu, Frank, Carl.
Thank you.
Okay.
Also, shout out to this one woman named Susan in Florida who apparently used her cat as a weapon.
Oh, that's not good.
She's 53 years old. Apparently, she and her girlfriend were arguing. I guess the girlfriend accused Susan of cheating.
Oh.
So what did Susan do? She held up her cat and swore on its life that she hadn't cheated. And then she shoved the cat in the girlfriend's face, which freaked her out.
Oh,
so then the cat went into attack mode. And the woman got a bunch of scratches on her face because of the cat.
Yeah, I would imagine the cat's like, okay, thanks for this, you two, battling people, you.
It looks like the cat's going to be okay, but the best part about this entire story, BJ, is in the police report, they have to list what type of weapon was used.
Yeah.
And it said, type of weapon, feline.
I didn't even know that they were ready with a category for that.
Right? I don't think they were. They had to fill it in. Other, and then fill it in. It says feline.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about, you know what? I'm just going to read the headline and let a local news reporter explain what happened because this is the most ridiculous story of the day. Bless you.
Thank you.
As a mall Easter bunny was arrested, BJ.
Wait a second. The Easter bunny's arrested before I get my candy?
Happened in St. Louis.
Okay.
I don't know what the Easter bunny was doing there, but let's let the local news reporter tell us.
An investigation is underway in Fairview Heights, Illinois, after a man who works as the Easter Bunny was arrested inside St. Clair Square Mall. The male employee allegedly assaulted a female Fairview Heights police officer and then ran through the mall. Authorities say when officers caught up with him, they believe he was a threat and tased him to make an arrest. Police say the person tased was dressed in a costume as the bunny earlier in the day.
So good news, it wasn't actually the Easter bunny he was pretending to be. He was an employee.
Was he the dude taking pictures with the kids, though?
Okay, but at least it's not as traumatizing as you think, because you're picturing the Easter bunny getting tased. He wasn't in costume when he got tased.
But he's the bunny. He's the guy that we let our kids sit on his lap. Okay.
Hey,
this is a spiritual sequel to Bad Santa.
When the costume's on, I'm sure he's on the up and up. It's when the costume's off that he just can't control himself.
Right.
I'm on my break.
wrong with this guy?
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. I don't know if they found themselves a replacement bunny or if pictures are being put on hold over at that mall, but the Easter Bunny was arrested, CJ.
You know what? I feel like we have an explanation. I think that the dude was just hopped up on something. Thank you.
Oh, man. How about them cracking over the weekend?
They played a game.
They were there. They lost to Calgary 4-1. They're playing Calgary again tomorrow. But here's the exciting news, boys.
Well, I didn't know we had news this exciting.
It's very exciting because we're ushering in the Matty Beniers era starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Our number 2 pick overall. He's done with college hockey, including like number 1 guy Owen Power, who was his teammate. He's also coming into the NHL as well. So they do that. So they're going to just give him a chance at the end of the season to see how he goes, get acclimated with the team, and see. It's kind of like a no-pressure situation since the Kraken aren't doing very well. So here's a chance to see what he's all about. And he's going to according to Ron Francis, they're putting him right in. They're just throwing him into the deep end. And he'll be playing tomorrow against Calgary. So we get to see our number 2 pick overall, Matty Beniers, tomorrow in a Kraken jersey.
Wow, how exciting is that? And Steve, I know in baseball when they bring up rookies, the number that they give them a lot of times isn't the one they keep, but is it the same for hockey, or could we actually go, I'm going to get a jersey based on the number that Matty picks?
I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to pick the jersey that he picked, because no one's wearing number 10. That's his number that he was wearing when he was playing for Michigan, so I'd imagine that he's going to be rocking number 10 for the Seattle Kraken.
Oh, this is...
Did you see the picture he posted on social media?
No, I have not.
So he put it up there and it just said, "See you soon" with the squid emoji. And it's like a really cool art rendering of him on the Puget Sound, which is iced over in his uniform, his Michigan uniform, but looking at the Seattle skyline with the wheel and the Space Needle. It's pretty sick.
Whoa, dude. How about the kid giving himself a superstar entrance? I love it.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
He better exciting. Be a superstar, no pressure, but he better be a superstar.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
It's going to be fun to watch him. So he just signed like a 3-year entry-level deal. What's a cool thing for him financially is that just by playing this season, that knocks off one of the years of his entry-level deal. So after 2 years, he gets to make a lot of money.
Wow, yeah, that's nice they did that for him. Boy, that's actually a very cool thing, because a lot of teams would go, we can save an extra buck if we don't bring him up.
Wait till the next season. Yeah, that's something that happens a lot in the NHL, which is pretty cool. So
that's actually, I'm very surprised because other leagues don't do that.
Like baseball sometimes.
Well, and that's a controversy that was just, in the lockout, Steve. A lot of people were like, baseball finagled a lot, where you go, you know what? You could have brought the dude up and you didn't do it because of that reason. So, we'll see. Or even if a guy makes a team out of spring training, sometimes they'll wait a little bit longer so that they can do exactly the opposite of what they're doing for Matty Beniers.
So I'm excited tomorrow. I mean, I don't think that something like majestic is going to happen tomorrow with him, but it's going to be fun to be able to watch his first ever game as a member of the Seattle Kraken. I was going to watch regardless, but now I have a reason to tell my wife, babe, I have to watch this game.
You got to.
It's Matty Beniers' first game ever.
So here's the thing, man. You say majestic. What would be a majestic performance? Scoring a goal or beyond that?
Gordie Howe hat trick. Yeah. He's got to get into a fight.
Wow.
He's got to score a goal.
Yep.
Okay. the Gordie Howe hat trick. Okay. Yeah.
Get in the fight.
And he has to beat up the mascot for the Calgary Flames, whoever that is.
Oh, is that a golden sombrero, Gordie Howe style? Okay. All right, fine.
What if he's our mascot? What if they're like, we weren't really going to play him, guys. He's not ready.
Okay.
Matty the mascot.
Matty the mascot.
I feel like we got to get the Easter Bunny dude to be our mascot. That's what we've got to do.
I don't know, man. That guy seems a little troublesome.
Well, again, though, you know what? If our mascot goes out and causes that kind of trouble, well, you know what? We got an enforcer in the mascot community.
The true gritty.
Speaking of baseball, the Mariners won 2 out of 3 so far. That's not bad. It's a good start to the season. They didn't play very well yesterday. They lost 10-4 to the Twins. They have one more game against Minnesota. That's going to be happening at 4:40 this afternoon, so you'll be able to watch that game. But they won the first game, 2-1. Second game, 4-3.
Yeah, comeback win. Yes. And close games. This is very, very exciting to see the Mariners win the way they won the first 2 games. You're going to have blowouts. That's going to happen where a pitcher's just not going to have their stuff. And
it's like having a toddler. You're going to have blowouts.
Yeah, you really are. So a very encouraging start for the Mariners, that's for sure, because of their pitching and the close game winning and the comeback. I mean, a very exciting weekend.
First couple games, Robbie Ray looked great, Logan Gilbert looked great. The young batters, I mean, they're still not stepping up just yet, but we're only 3 games in. We shouldn't be so nitpicky.
Yeah, Steve, look, early in the season, what you're going to have is you're going to have a lot of batters cold and a lot of pitchers cold, which is why you're going to see some teams just racking up a lot of runs as opposed to some teams that, they can't get any runs. It's usually because the other pitchers aren't good or the other batters aren't ready themselves. This isn't indicative of anything.
Yesterday was tough to stomach because I truly believed they were going to go undefeated all season.
Yeah, you really need to measure those expectations.
Fair. As far as weather, hey, first of all, who experienced snow yesterday? Because this guy did. What the hell's going on? Like 3 days ago, we were in the 70s and it was snowing yesterday.
Yeah, don't even get me started because I was stuck in that traffic jam with that 30-car pileup on the east, between the passes.
You caused it, I heard. No, I'm kidding. I don't want anyone to hate you because I saw a lot of people posting the exact same picture you texted at all of us where they're just stuck in traffic all day. How many hours were you in that?
Well, luckily I decided to be smart and break the law and travel in the breakdown lane because I was really probably 50 feet from my exit.
You broke the law?
I don't know if it's breaking the law or not, but it was so bizarre that I'm stuck. I'm sitting there. We're not moving, and then I realized, okay, they closed up, so no one's moving because they've closed the passes, so they're not going to let car. But I was 50 feet from exit 34, which is where I needed to get off, and I thought, well, I don't understand why they're not directing traffic for people who want to get off on 34 to get off on 34, because that's what I'm like, why do I have to wait? Get me out of there. It makes it a lot easier for everybody else. So eventually I saw so many people go by me. I thought, well, all right. I looked at it this way. I go, about 10 cars have gone by me. So are they going to give out tickets to everybody if I'm the number 10? I figured I'll take my shot. I get over there, Steve. There's a cop car. No one's waving anybody anywhere. Nobody's backed up on the exit. I'm like, I could have done this a half hour ago. I waited a half hour in traffic, and it didn't have to wait. But nobody's telling everybody to go anywhere.
Yeah, it would have been a cluster if everyone decided to try and get off at that time. But hey, good on you, man. Break the law. Get out of it.
People did, but they parked on the left side or the right side of the exit, so they just got off the exit and parked their car. But you still could get through to the exit and go where you wanted to go.
That would suck, especially if you had to be somewhere.
Yeah, that's exactly where I had to be. I was a half hour late for where I was going, but I'm glad I broke the law. I was really frustrated that there was nobody saying if you lived off of exit 3, which is pretty much where I was visiting my buddy. Like, what are you supposed to do? You could just go do it, and then you can be home.
Boom, and you made it happen.
I made it. Well, I felt like an outlaw, but I'm going to do it from now on. Now that I know if there's something like that, I'm just going to go. All right, I'm going to be Breakdown Lane Billy.
Breakdown Lane Billy.
But doesn't it make sense that if everybody that needed to get off that exit and just could get out of there would make the traffic less?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm guessing that all those people who were doing it did that.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that's breaking the law, really.
Yeah, but there was nobody telling anybody to do it or not do it. That was really what was crazy. That's a good question. You think they would put a little, some sort of notification on the traffic wash dot, to use the breakdown lane if you want to get off at exit 34 or something? No, there was no info.
Was there something in front of you that you could read so they could get that info to you, or are you hoping for a text?
Well, you can do it on the WashDOT Twitter page.
Oh, well, you should be playing with your phone while you're driving, BJ.
When you're going nowhere, what else are you going to do? I mean, you're literally not moving.
You broke the law twice.
I shut my car.
What's wrong with you?
I shut my car off. Therefore, I'm not driving if my car is not running.
How about someone said near Stanwood, 4 inches of snow. Another person in Chehalis, 2 inches of snow in this morning.
Wow. Yeah, I was, and I drove back late Saturday night into Sunday morning, and the snow was coming at me like I was in hyperspace on Star Wars.
Isn't that fun?
Nuts.
That's always my favorite part about driving on the freeway when it snows.
Yeah, and Rev told me to take my tires off. And so I don't have any snow tires on, thanks to Rev.
Legally!
Dude, that's so funny because we were off the day that I had an alert on my phone that said, is BJ's snow tires off on April 1st? And I'm like, why do I have this alert? And I remembered we had the conversation a few months ago and I put it in my phone as a reminder. And
you did?
Yes.
That is so amazing because I didn't ask you to, and I think it's really nice that you decided to put that in your phone just to remind me.
Oh, I wasn't doing it as a nice thing. I was going to goof on you that morning and be like, BJ, have you taken your snow tires off? But we were off that day.
Oh.
But yes, I was there. It was a solid I was trying to give to you.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
You're such a troll. Here I was really giving you credit, and you're just trying to troll me.
He says,
yeah,
thanks for that. Right there, question mark.
Okay, first off, he puts it in his calendar and not in his reminders. I mean, I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
What? It's going to remind me when it goes off on the calendar.
The calendar is for an event. We're not going to Snow Tire Town. A reminder is to remind you, a calendar event. I can't do it anymore. I can't tell you how to use
It's going to remind me at 8 in the morning. Has BJ taken his snow tires off?
You're using the app. The calendar app was not meant for that.
What is
the
it
calendar
meant
app is
for?
better than that. The calendar app is better than being the reminder app. The reminder app is second best on the app list. The calendar app is like for
I don't even know where my reminder app is.
It's on your iPhone.
Oh, no, duh. I didn't think it was in my dresser drawer.
You know how you can
there
do
it is, the reminder app.
All right, you want to know how to get to your reminder app? Just say, hey, Sally, open reminders, and then it'll open for you.
We don't talk, me and Sally.
Oh, yeah? No, you're too busy trolling me.
Hey, thanks to Ann Wilson and Night Ranger at the Washington State Fair for giving us the Migs report. That's what's up. 51 degrees is going to be our high, BJ, with rain.
I think it's the first time we've thanked Ann Wilson for helping out our show. Thank you, Ann.
Yeah, she gave me all the stories. Each morning she texts me.
You know what, man? I mean, she's a giver. You know what I mean? You know, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Night Ranger gave me a couple of stories. I'm like, these are stupid. I'm not doing them.
Rangers, they're not very good in that.
You need to step up your game. There's a reason why Ann's the headliner and you're not.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. Did you put that in your calendar too? To sit there and troll Night Ranger?
That's an aggressive day.
Yesterday, the king of calendars did get this one right, but he took too many guesses.
What color were stop signs originally? White. No.
Blue.
No.
Black.
No.
Red?
No.
Yellow.
Yes. Damn it.
You took up like 70 guesses. I don't think you should be mad at yourself. There's no chance you were getting it right. It's like, damn it, if I only had 15 guesses. If
I only didn't guess the other ones, I would have got this one right.
Yeah. You had a shot at beating Steve? Okay, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 6:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.